cyber soul real. Blazing red, techno eyes and nano fangs. Berserk fury, soaring war. My brutal revenge. Built by the gallows army sworn to fight. Berserk fury, Tyrannosaurzoid might. His mission to crush the Hellic army. Let loose Berserk fury for his killing spree. Build fury, unleash your cyber rage. Strike fear into our foes in the sword war rage. Mark the empire's reign on history's page. Tyrannosaurzoid won't be bound by any cage. Storm fury, unleash your cyber rage. Strike fear into our foes in the sword war rage. Mark the empire's reign on history's page. Tyrannosaurzoid won't be bound by any cage. The Hellic army stole our plans with glee. To build like a zero, this we cannot agree. Now our foes send our own swords against us. Crush them into dust. Berserk fury, no discuss. But even Berserk fury can be improved. So this is weapons and armor must be moved. Apply the storm boosters to increase his speed. Together with its breakers, he's new Zoid breed. Storm fury, unleash your cyber rage. Strike fear into our foes in this sword war rage. Mark the empire's reign on history's page. Tyrannosaurzoid won't be bound by any cage. The Hellic army stole our plans with glee. To build like a zero, this we cannot agree. Now our foes send our own swords against us. Crush them into dust. Berserk fury, no Storm fury, your might is unmatched. Lavender armor, so it cannot be scratched. Let the Liger's hero come, you are ready. Storm fury, the Tyrannosaur steady. Storm fury, unleash your cyber rage. Strike fear into our foes in this sword war rage. Mark the empire's reign on a history page. Tyrannosaurzoid won't be bound by any cage. Storm fury, unleash your cyber rage. Strike fear into our foes in this sword war rage. Mark the empire's reign on history's page. Tyrannosaurzoid won't be bound by any cage.